General Introduction to Swords Lake and Related History. 1.1 Present the real history of the lake. Sword Lake was formerly a branch of the Neha River or Red River nowadays. Through many historical changes, it became Sword Lake today and was separated from Red River by Hong Ha Dike, residential areas, and streets. Sword Lake is a special symbol of Vietnamese people's peaceful and independent desire associated to the national hero King Luc Thuy, who had a resounding victory against Ming army to regain independence for Vietnamese people. 1.2 Why did the lake get the name Sword Lake? Tell the Sword Lake legend. Sword Lake, formerly called Vong Lake, Luc Thuy Lake and Thuy Quan Lake. Then, the lake was renamed Hon Kien Lake or Gum Lake, associated with the story of returning sword to the divine turtle. According to the story, one day, while King Luc Thuy was boating on the lake, a divine turtle suddenly surfaced and asked him return the sword that the Dragon King had lent him to defeat the Ming invading army. The king immediately returned the sword to the divine turtle and the turtle dived into water and disappeared. 1.3 Present the Chinese domination of Vietnam. The history of Vietnam associated to the resistance wars against northern invaders or Chinese invaders. Vietnam underwent 1,000 years of domination of China with 12 Chinese dynasty, and they caused Vietnamese a lot of misery such as robbery, rape, forced men into military service, destroyed villages, houses, religious works, and assimilated Vietnamese people by forcing Vietnam learn Chinese language, customs and writing. 1.4 Present other names of the lake: Luc Thuy, Ta Vong, Thuy Quan. Why it got those names and what is the meaning of each name? Luc Thuy Lake. Sword Lake is also called Luc Thuy Lake because the lake water is green all year round, creating a peaceful and quiet beauty. Ta Vong Lake. Lord Trin divided the lake into two parts by a road, the left lake called Ta Vong and the right lake called Hu Vong. Later, French colonialists filled Hu Vong Lake and Ta Vong Lake was still retained to the present. Thuy Quan Lake. During the Tran dynasty, the lake used to be a place to train naval combatants, so the lake called Thuy Quan Lake. 2. Question about turtle in Vietnamese culture and Sword Lake turtle. 2.1 What is the significance of turtle in the culture of Vietnam? Turtle is one of 4 holy creatures in Vietnamese culture including dragon, unicorn, turtle, and phoenix. It represents longevity, permanence, stability, and desire for forever happiness in Vietnamese culture. 2.2 Present Sword Lake turtle. 2.2.1 Its characteristics. The Sword Lake turtle is a particularly rare giant softshell turtle species. In 2023, only 3 individuals were found in the world. Their weight can reach 250 kilograms and their length can reach 2.1 m when mature. Currently, the Sword Lake turtle is a particularly rare turtle species, classified by the World Red Book as an extremely endangered species, with a very high risk of extinction. 2.2.2 Is there any giant turtle still currently living in the lake? So sorry, there is no one still currently living in the lake. The last one died in 2016 and its carcass is being showed at Temple Ngoc Son. 2.2.3 How many individuals have been found recently, from the 1960s to the present day? 1. The first turtle died in 1967 and its carcass is currently displayed in Ngoc Son Temple. 2. The second one, its carcass was formerly stored at Hung Kai Pagoda, Hai Ba Trung District, Hanoi, and today has been moved in Hanoi Museum. 3. The third one was slaughtered around 1962 to 1963 when it crawling up the Lai Tai to Flower Garden after a heavy rain. 4. The final one died in 2016 and was seen by a local in the early morning. Vietnam hired 2 German experts to make specimen of turtle by plastination. This method is the most advanced today and this specimen is on display at the Ngoc Son Temple. 2.3 Present Turtle Tower. 2.3.1 When, where, by who, and why was it built? The tower was originally built in the late 15th century under King Lu Ton Tong for the king to fish. It was later destroyed around the 19th century under the Nguyen dynasty. French colonialists occupied Hanoi in 1883, marked the domination of French colonialists over Hanoi. In 1886, a Vietnamese translator who worked for France named Nguyen Hue Kim built Turtle Tower on a plot at the center of the lake measuring 350 square meters. Some people said that Mr. Kim's purpose of building the tower is burying his father's remains. However, this thing has not been verified so far. 2.3.2 Present its architectural features. Because it was built during French colonial period, so Turtle Tower was a combination of French and Vietnamese architecture. French architecture is expressed in the pointed arches that are influenced by Neo-Gothic style, and Vietnamese architecture is expressed through dragon pattern and curved roofs. 2.3.3 Provide the information of Liberty statue once placed on the top of tower. Do you know about a Liberty statue once placed on the top of Turtle Tower? The Liberty statue is nearly 3 m in height that was displayed at an exhibition in Hanoi in 1887. Then it was given to French authorities in Hanoi and was placed at Luc Thuy Garden. In 1890, the occasion of French National Day, French authorities moved it up to the top of tower. On the August 1945, the Liberty statue was destroyed by Prime Minister Tran Trong Kim, who worked for Japanese Empire when Japan replaced France to occupy Hanoi. 3. Question about Luc Thuy. 3.1 Briefly present the king's biography. What was his contribution to Vietnam and Vietnamese people? King Luc Thuy was born in 974 and died in 1028. Luc Thuy ascended the throne in 1009. The greatest contribution to Vietnamese people is relocating the capital from Hoa Lu to Thanh Long or Hanoi in 1010. This is a turning point event, opening a period of thriving development for Vietnam. 3.2 When and the reasons why did he relocate/transfer the capital from Hoa Lu to Dai La? When Luc Thuy ascended the throne in 1009 in Hoa Lu, he supposed that Hoa Lu is sunken, small and narrow, not suitable for the capital. Thanh Long or Hanoi was chosen to become the capital because King Luc Thuy believed that this area is the center of heaven and earth, with the position of a coiled dragon and sitting tiger. It has a wide and flat land, high and bright terrain, people don't live in a dark and low place. Thereby, King Luc Thuy to transfer the capital from Hoa Lu to Thanh Long in 1010. 3.3 Present the meaning of these names, Thanh Long, Hanoi and Vietnam. Meaning of the name, Thanh Long. In autumn of 1010, King Luc Thuy's fleet had just docked Dai La Citadel when the king saw a golden dragon flying up, so he named this area as Thanh Long. Thanh in Vietnamese means flying and Long means dragon. Meaning of the name, Hanoi. In 1831 Kinh Minh Mang merged Thanh Long and some other neighborhoods and named it Hanoi. Hanoi in Mandarin means inside the rivers because Hanoi is surrounded by Red River in the east, Day River in the south and Nhu River in the west. Meaning of the name, Vietnam. In 1802, after unifying the country, King Gia Long changed the country's name from Dai Viet to Nam Viet. However, when King Gia Long informed China to verify, China didn't agree because this name coincided with the name of a Chinese dynasty. Then in 1804 King Gia Long changed Nam Viet to Vietnam and got the agreement from China. In addition, Vietnam means that Vietnamese people in the south. It expresses the geographical location of Vietnamese people. 3.4 When and why was the name Thanh Long changed to Hanoi? In 1831 Kinh Minh Mang merged Thanh Long and some other neighborhoods and named it Hanoi. Hanoi in Mandarin means inside the rivers because Hanoi is surrounded by Red River in the east, Day River in the south and Nhu River in the west. The reason for changing Thanh Long to Hanoi could have been due to King Minh Mang didn't choose Thanh Long as the capital and he wanted to erase the mark of the old dynasty. 4. Question about Ngoc Sun Complex. 4.1 Present Ngoc Sun Temple, the Huck Bridge and Pen Tower plus ink slab. 4.1.1 Ngoc Sun Temple. Ngoc Sun Temple was erected in the 19th century in commemoration of Tran Hung Dao, the greatest military commander of the Tran dynasty. With his military brilliance, Tran Hung Dao led the Vietnamese army to 3 victories over the Yuan dynasty in the 13th century. The temple also pays homage to Van Xuong De Quan, the god take charge of fame and fortune of scholars in Chinese culture. Initially, the tourist attraction was named Ngoc Sun Pagoda. However, in Vietnamese culture, Pagodas serve as the place for Buddhism practices, while temples are dedicated to the worship of gods or historical figures. Therefore, soon after construction, its name was changed into Ngoc Sun Temple. 4.1.2 The Huc Bridge. To reach the island where Ngoc Sun Temple is situated, you need to walk across the Huc Bridge. The wooden bridge is visually striking with its vibrant red color and contemporary Buddhist architecture. The Huc Bridge was erected in 1865 by Nguyen Van Siu, who was a famous scholar at that time. Name the Huc means drop of light stopping or condensing halo. Thereby, the Huc Bridge was painted in red, symbolizing sun, good luck, and happiness. The bridge has 15 spans, 32 round wooden pillars arranged in 16 pairs. The bridge surface is paved with planks, the wall is painted dark red, the Huc characters is gilded. 4.1.3 The Pen Tower and the Ink Slab. Right before getting on the Huc Bridge, you will be captivated by the Pen Tower and the Ink Slab, the impressive stone works contributed by Nguyen Van Siu. The tower, resembling a pen with its nib pointing to the sky, sits on a rock pile which represents the earth. The meaning of the Pen Tower is described in 3 words: Ta Ton Tien, writing on the blue sky, which was carved on a stone slab next to the tower. This 3 words, Ta Ton Tien, express the patriotism, will and determination to fight to protect the country. Besides, the Pen Tower and the Ink Slab represent the spirit of respecting teachers and the tradition of studiousness of Vietnamese people. 4.2 Present the significance of 4 holy creatures in the Vietnamese culture: dragon, unicorn, turtle, phoenix. Dragon represents the power, authority, and nobility. Dragon is often associated with royalty and domination. Unicorn represents the peace, thriving, and intelligence. Unicorn is often considered as a gentle creature, bring good luck and good omen. Turtle represents the longevity, permanence, stability, and desire for forever happiness in Vietnamese culture. Phoenix represents the rebirth, beauty, and immortality. Phoenix often appears in the stories of rebirth and thriving. 4.3 Compare and contrast between pagoda and temple. Similarities. Pagoda and temple are also holy places of worship where people come to pray and express their respect. Differences: pagoda is a place to worship Buddha and Bodhisattva, while